everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into something a little different, the top 10 ways to not achieve purpose. That's right, we're flipping the scripts and highlighting some habits and mindsets that could be holding you back. Let's see if you can recognize some of these in your own life. I know for sure I have many of these running for me. Let's get right into it. Number 1, be quiet and speak in your throat. Now, I don't know if speaking in your throat is internationally recognized or it's just our West African lingua, but it technically means to speak inaudibly. When you don't project your voice, you diminish your presence. Proverbs 18 verse 21 says, "Death and life lie in the power of the tongue." What you say and how you say it are extremely important. Your words carry tremendous power. I look back at my own life, moments when I've spoken too softly. I'm often told I speak very softly. Yes, that is quite a compliment. But on this journey of fulfilling purpose, many times speaking loud is necessary. Many opportunities I've missed because I just wouldn't speak up and speak aloud, speaking up and presentations, giving presentations and not being able to grab the attention of my audience or keeping their attention because I would continue to speak in my throat. Or other times when I've missed out on opportunities to receive a certain level of honor, to receive a promotion because I just wouldn't speak loudly. Maybe a question is asked and I know the answer and I just kind of whisper it to myself. Another person next to me is bold enough to speak out and say what they think is the answer with confidence, and then they receive the honor and I'm just there like, oh. Number 2, be easily intimidated. I don't know many things that have the power to paralyze and short-circuit destiny fulfillment and purpose fulfillment like fear. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 reminds us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Oh, this happened to me so many times in med school, where while facing a challenge and comparing myself to other people, I would simply feel inadequate, and then the fear of failure will rise up. The fear of failure will rise up in me because I would be comparing myself to them and they would simply be too intimidating that I would just shut down and not try at all. Number 3, do not ask questions. Never ask questions. Curiosity drives growth. Without it, you miss out on learning and connections. James 1 verse 5 tells us that if anyone of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives without holding back. There are so many things I've engaged in, and I feel like if I had only taken the time to ask the silly questions, those questions you feel like everybody else knows the answer, I'm too afraid to ask because I'll be the only person who doesn't know this or who doesn't get it. Screw that. And I'm just taking the conscious decision right now, on this new journey that I'm embarked on, to be like, you know what? I'm going to ask all the questions on earth. I don't want to miss out on an opportunity to be a master at something or to really grasp something that literally changed my life simply because I'm afraid to ask questions. If I mess up, if others laugh at me, who cares? Number 4, shrink and do not take up space in a room. You deserve to be seen and to be heard. I feel like this is something you need to tell yourself aloud. Say, I matter and I deserve to be seen and to be heard. Matthew 5:14-16 tells us this. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You are the salt of the earth. I imagine someone always sitting at the back of a room, never raising their hands, never asking questions as you've mentioned. But what if you began to sit in front? What if you began to believe that your ideas are invaluable, that you are amazing, and indeed, your ideas, your mind is far more amazing than you can ever think or imagine. Number 5, be afraid of making mistakes. Yeah, very important. Be scared to death of making any mistake because you're so perfect. Mistakes are part of the journey. They are literally an inevitable part of the journey, as Proverbs 24 verse 16 tells us. A righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again. It doesn't say a righteous man will not fall. It doesn't say a righteous man will never fall. It doesn't say a righteous man should not expect to fall. His virtue of righteousness is in that when he falls, he rises again. So stop avoiding challenges. Stop avoiding challenging tasks. The fact that something is challenging doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't mean it is not God's will for you. There, I said it. Launch, make mistakes, and learn the invaluable lessons you have to learn from them. Number 6, be afraid of shining too bright. Twinkle, twinkle, little. How many times do we dim our lights because we are afraid of making the person next to us insecure? It is in shining your light so bright, it is in manifesting the glory of God within you that you give others, sort of permission to shine their own light as well. The Bible tells us in Matthew 5:16 that let your light so shine before others that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. The surest way to not make a massive impact and even a transgenerational one is to be afraid to shine your light. As you overcome your fear of shining bright, others realize they can too. And that creates a ripple effect. You can never imagine how far that goes. Number 7, care about what everybody thinks of you. Listen, you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. Galatians 1 verse 10. Now, as Paul was speaking, he said, am I now trying to persuade men or God? Am I trying to please men or God? I believe strongly that we need to live for an audience of one. And that one is God. When you please God, you please the right people. And if anybody is offended at you for being committed to pleasing God, yeah, you get my point. Probably the anxiety, the depression you experience is because you are addicted to other people's approval. Focus on your values. Focus on what is important to you. Focus on what is important to God. Therein lie true fulfillment. Therein lie peace. Number 8, do not have mentors. No, because you are self-made, you are self-sufficient, independent. How's it going for you? Mentors provide guidance and counsel. Have you ever heard that analogy that goes, not having mentors is like taking the staircase and having mentors is like taking the elevator or lifts, depending on where you live. You just don't have enough years on earth to learn everything by experience. In as much as I believe that learning by experience gives us some sort of organic growth, for lack of a better word, you just don't have enough time to go that route. You need people who have gone before you. Number 9, hang around the wrong crowd. Yep. Make sure you do that. Your environment shapes you. Who are we kidding? Anybody who says, no, it doesn't matter who my friends are, and I'm just gonna keep being myself despite the influence these people have on me. Wow, what lack of wisdom. 1 Corinthians 15:33 literally says, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good character. If you want to fulfill purpose, hang around the right people. Hang around like-minded people. People who dream big, people who believe in God, people who uphold the same values as you, preferably godly, Bible standard values. But not if you're here for the gist on how to not achieve purpose, then don't take my advice. Don't take my advice. And finally, number 10, be externally motivated only. Okay? True motivation comes from within. anything that is not internally motivated is just not sustainable. It has to come from within you and flow outwards. You cannot depend on external systems or even structures to keep you going. You know, those are there to only support. Yes, they are invaluable, but their role is to support something that gushes out from within you. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do as unto the Lord, do it heartily, do it gladly. You know, that what better motivation than the motivation of serving God and to know that what you are doing counts for eternity. And that's why in everything I do, I always try to find the why behind what I'm doing, because I know that discipline, when you have a strong purpose, it's easy. It's simply easy. So stop seeking validation from people. Focus on your passion, you know. Focus on your own purpose. It might not always align with what society wants or what everybody expects of you. I know that for sure from experience. You know, but that desire in your heart, that thing that motivates you deep down, that other things just can't have as effects on you, is a call to something greater in eternity that you should key into. It's something within you resonating with a great purpose that God has for you. Do not ignore it. So there you have it, 10 ways to not achieve purpose. Don't worry if you find yourself nodding along and being like, yeah, that's me. Self-awareness is the first step into handling things. Now it's your turn. Which of these habits do you need to break? Tell me in the comments and let's start a conversation. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to as many people as you possibly can. Thanks for watching, and I really think you should check out this video here. It's going to, launch you further on this amazing topic. Bye-bye.